I'm recording and editing this in the same week as my last video because I have to be ahead of my schedule in case of a break. But at least this is a simpler video. I know things like this don't get too many views, but that doesn't matter. I do enjoy talking about my muses. And also, this gives me a chance to draw the lesser loved muses, so why not? I had a couple of muses I wanted to draw for this video, but then I realized people might think I don't have female muses. I have female muses, but I just never draw them, which is actually really bad. So for this video, I'm going to draw a muse named Virinea. I figured I should draw her because I mentioned her younger brother like once in a past video, and that was brief. So she has a younger brother named Yova, who I've occasionally drawn. He isn't drawn enough to be considered a usual, but it's not like he never gets drawn, only when I feel like it. But back to Virinea. So a little bit about her is that she's a figure skater. In my mind, she's an Olympic figure skater though, but we don't talk about that. She and her partner are very skilled and they gained fame pretty quickly at a young age. Of course, I'd say she's had a pretty good career, which we love. But she didn't exactly have the easiest life at first though. So personality-wise, Virinea is really cold and distant. I'd say she's one of the ice queens I have. It's kind of because she was raised in a bad household. Her parents had a very rocky marriage and she's probably heard her parents fighting a lot when she was a baby. Definitely not good. Her mom thought that maybe adopting Yova into the family would make things better, but it didn't. Things were still bad. Eventually, the mom had enough of everything, and when the kids were in middle school, she divorced the dad and then remarried. While it has been a while since everything, the damage had already been done to Virinea and she just remained closed off. But she'll eventually open up a bit. I'll get to this soon in the speed paint, but you'll see me drawing an eagle. Yeah, so she owns an eagle. Why? Because it's cool and why not? So her eagle's name is Nika and he's the most judgmental eagle imaginable. He pretty much hates everyone and gives you the side eye all of the time. I think he takes after his owner's personality very well. Nika tolerates Yova and his pigeon Artemia. I imagine Virinea has had this eagle ever since he was a little eaglet. So basically, this eagle is like her child, which probably makes sense as to why he takes after her personality. So as of recording this video, Virinea is 26 years old while Nika is 8 years old. She's got Nika when he was 18, so yeah. I struggled on drawing Nika for this because I do not draw a lot of animals, especially not birds. I can draw cats half okay, but birds are a whole other beast. The face was not looking right at all when I did things because he looked a little too cute to be an eagle. He's supposed to look intimidating. I don't think I did Nika justice with this drawing, but at some point, you have to move on. Drawing Nika wasn't the only thing I struggled on though. I struggled to figure out a background for this too because usually, I didn't think that far ahead. At least when I drew Moon, I already had somewhat of an idea, I believe. Here, not really. I was winging it. But ultimately, I decided on doing a snowy forest because it just made sense for her. It's funny because Moon's drawing has a lot of fire, while Virinea's is just ice. But she is my ice queen after all, so it's not surprising. This drawing took me 3.5 hours because I didn't plan this drawing well at all. Most of that time was spent trying to figure out the background, which is concerning. But hey, at least I got it done and that's what matters. And unlike the last video, I didn't sacrifice my sleep schedule for this one because I didn't have to do any late night recording or editing. So I'll probably end up getting past the line art really quick since Virinea doesn't have a lot of tiny details in her design. I actually didn't think much about her normal outfit and just threw her in winter clothing because that is in fact her look. It makes us all question what she wears when it isn't winter, but that's something I did not think about. I'll probably figure it out one day though, if I even have the will to. Or she's just resistant to getting hot or something and wears this regardless. We'll be getting into the background art soon, and it's pretty much a trust the process moment. It looks really bad now, but when I blur it, it'll be okay. I shouldn't blur my backgrounds as much, but sometimes my backgrounds are so unbelievably bad that I have to. I need to blur out the background and then claim it's for depth purposes. As long as I have the basic shapes and shading, people won't notice. Obviously, you guys are going to notice now that you're seeing me doing and telling this, but that's fine. I'm not going to gatekeep what I do in my art. Not that anyone is interested anyway, since I think I'm mid at best, even though it doesn't seem like it. My rendering distracts from the mistakes I make because I swear, if I didn't have the rendering and lighting effects, things would look 100 times worse. Alright, so we're onto the flat colors for the muse. I should have thought more about her clothes for real because I didn't know how I wanted to color it. Ultimately, I ended up with dark blues, which is fitting to her personality. VD Nea would definitely dress in dark colors. I'd describe her fashion sense as very dark and feminine. She kind of has this princess royalty vibes to her. It contrasts to Yova, who seems pretty unorganized and silly. The fact that the siblings have opposite personalities is super fun to me because I imagine silly situations where Vidine is so cold and standoffish to someone, and Yova is profusely apologizing for his sister's behavior. Even with the opposite personalities, these two have a really close bond and had each other during the more darker times of their lives. So we're at the final bit of the speed paint. If you made it this far, congrats on surviving my yapping about Vidinea. I don't have anything special to say about the rendering. I really just did what I always do and it just magically makes my art look better. The final gradient at the end plays a huge role in doing that. The speed paint is finishing up now, so let me show you the final illustration. Alright, here's my final illustration. Vidinea is a character who I should at least draw a proper reference sheet for one of these days. Considering that I already have one for her brother, I should drop one for her too. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy my videos, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I hope to see you all in the next video.